Hey everybody, it's Rolly. And so we are on day 29. So we have 2 days, now and tomorrow. And then we are done this soulful journey that we have been on for the last 29 days. And so for those of you who started with me with this back in September, and I think that we managed to get up to like day 12 or 13, and then I just kind of like fell off the planet. We were able to do this all the way through. And so there was one night that I went to bed and forgot to come on. And so then I did it in the morning, and then I came back in again that evening and did it. So there was still a little bit of a gap between the two, but for the most part, I was able to do this every single day for like seriously only once. So like that's really good. Last night I was sharing that I with someone who said like, oh, even after the entire long day that we had yesterday, you still showed up on a live. And it's like, yep, I did. However, I was in my PJ bottoms because I was just getting changed into my PJs, and then went, oh, I forgot to come on. And so then I came out in my PJ bottoms. Today I'm still wearing my pants because I just came back from a meeting, and then I had a circle that I was a little late for. And so that's kind of where I'm at. And so today we're talking about intuition versus impulse. And so there's lots of different ways to be able to look at this. So like, what's the difference? And both of them are not necessarily bad things, right? So one's not better than the other, but it's being able to paying attention to that intuition versus impulse. And so that impulse, some of the examples around impulsivity would be where we are in a relationship and we end the relationship because we got into a fight. And so then that would be an impulse, right? So it wasn't that we were leading into things were not going well, and then we just ended the relationship. It was that like, you made me mad, and I don't like what it is that you've said, and so we're done. And like, there's no discussion, there's no trying to figure it out, there's no sorting it out, or we just up and quit a job just because we decided that somebody was just not being very fair to us, and we just up and quit. So like, those would be those impulsive kind of things that we have going on. And it's just really important for us to be able to take a look at what that means. And so another example would be that we're like out somewhere and we just decide that we're just going to go, and we're like browsing online, or we're in a store and we just go ahead and buy something. So that would be on impulse. So, and again, there's nothing wrong with those things. And it's really important for us to be able to do things impulsively, so long as it's safe to do so, and we're doing things that would be a good way of doing things, right? So like, sometimes I will just impulsively send a message to my girlfriend and say, hey, let's go out and do something together. That's not a bad thing. And so it wasn't anything planned. We didn't know what it is that we were doing. We just kind of got together. And so again, none of these things are necessarily bad. Depends on what it is that we're doing and why. However, when we listen to our intuition is that gut feeling, right? So like, when we make a decision on I don't really know why I'm deciding this or why I'm doing this, I just know that this is right for me. And so that is being able to take a look at those that way of, it's that intuitive guide. It's that way of just being able to just know. And so I often have people that will say to me, well, how, like, why did you do that? Or why did you say that? And it's like, because it was just something that I knew that was right for me. And that was the decision that I made based on that particular thing or whatever it is that's going on. And so it's not, like, it might not even have any rhyme or reason as to why we're making that decision or why we are doing those kinds of things. So on impulse, on intuition, is that something just doesn't feel right in this relationship, and we end the relationship. But it's not that because we're in a fight that we end that relationship. And that's kind of that would be a really good example, is that we just know that this isn't right. We just know that this isn't the right person for us. And then so we make that decision. However, if we make that impulse, like if we just end the relationship because we had a fight, then that's impulse versus intuition. And so another really good example of intuition is that we just know that it's not a good idea to be going out tonight, and then you find out that there is a car accident that locked up the highway anyway, and we couldn't go anywhere. And so, like, again, those are that gut feeling of like, I don't really know why I shouldn't do this, or I don't really know why I shouldn't be in this relationship, or somebody says, well, you should do A, B, or C. And you're like, okay, A doesn't really feel good. B, oh, that feels kind of good. C, I don't think so, not so much, because you're listening to that intuition. There's no scientific proof as to why that one there fits better than the other. And so, so like it just kind of depends on what it is that you have going on, and being able to have that ability. And so one of the action takeaways is that I have an intuition building exercise that if you want to be able to like pay attention to what your body is feeling. So when I used to teach the babysitting course, one of the things that I would tell the kids all the time is that, like, so if you're at the park and something doesn't feel right, then that's your intuition talking. And so it's time for you to leave the park. So if you have the kids at the park and this person is walking by and it just makes you feel uncomfortable, it doesn't matter how they're dressed. It doesn't matter what they look like. It's not because they look creepy or that they're wearing this funky mask. It's just that sometimes when you feel somebody or see somebody, then it's just that. And so it's just really important for us to be able to look at that. And so making a list of our decisions is one of the things. So for one day, making a list of all the decisions that we make and figuring out whether or not we did it on impulse or whether we do it on intuition, right? So, so just figuring that part out is like just really, really important for us to be able to look at. So what kind of things have you done or could you do that will give you that opportunity? So so I'm going to leave that with you from there. And for those of you who would like to continue and or would like to be able to find everything all together, let me know and we will get you set up. Grace has been working on getting everything into the portal. So if you're actually catching this in the portal, then you've already found this, obviously. So that's one of the things that we want to do is be able to give you access to everything all in one chunk. So that you have everything that you need right at your fingertips and you can come back and find the replays pretty easily and go from there. So on that note, I will talk to you guys tomorrow for our very last day of this soulful journey. I'm not disappearing, just so that you know. So if you want to continue with the journey with me, I will be doing a movement 30-day to be able to keep us moving over the course of the December months, when it is a little bit more challenging for those of us up in the north, where it is dark at 4:30 and then it's dark at 7:30 in the morning. So so that's kind of where we are at, and I will chat with all of you guys later. So have a great night and bye for now.